Okay, so today we are going to work on these questions right here. I have this one right here. I need to solve for y still. If I put a box around my y equals, I need to move the 5x to the other side by doing minus 5x. Delete this. We're going to divide by negative 4. So I should have y equals 28 minus 5x over negative 4. That I can put in Desmos. Okay, for the next one, if I look, I have y equals. This one is already Desmos ready. I don't need to do anything here. This is already good. Okay, next one, if I put a box around y equals, I need to move this 9x to the other side, minus 9x, delete this, divide by negative 2, delete this. We have y equals negative 40 minus 9x over negative 2. Now, this is what I would put in Desmos. For the last one, we have f of x equals negative 2 parentheses 26x minus 1. Remember, this right here is like saying the same thing as y. F of x is y. So right here I have y equals. This one is Desmos ready. And you can actually type it as f of x equals negative 2 parentheses 26x minus 1, and it will work in Desmos. This is also good, okay? So, today I'm learning to write equations for linear lines parallel and perpendicular to the x-axis. I'm learning how to write equations for lines parallel and perpendicular to the y-axis. So we're working with the x and y-axis today. So let's go ahead and take out our vocab sheet right here. Remember, parallel means same slope, lines never touch. Perpendicular means different slope and lines, yes, touch. A while back we learned about zero slope. Remember, zero slope is a line that goes left and right, zero slope, and it's always going to be a y equals equation. Now, undefined slope is a line that goes up and down, like this penguin. This isn't possible, and it's always going to be an x equals. Okay? So remember, this is our x-axis right here. The line that goes left and right is my x-axis, and my y-axis is right here, the line that goes up and down. Okay? So make sure you copy this. Now we're going to go to these lines, parallel or perpendicular? Parallel. Parallel or perpendicular? Perpendicular. Parallel or perpendicular? Parallel. Parallel or perpendicular? Perpendicular. Alright, we practiced enough. Let's go ahead and take out our... actually, we're going to do a few of these. Remember that a line that goes up down, the equation is going to be x equals 3, and my slope is undefined. Slope undefined, right? Now here, my equation goes left and right. It's touching the y-axis. My equation is y equals negative 6, and my slope is 0. M equals 0. My slope is 0. Slope 0. That's going to help us today. Let's go and try our notes. So this is your note page. So for this equation, a line that goes left and right has a slope of, it's left and right, a slope of 0. 0. So my slope is 0. You can also write the number 0. Now my equation, I'm touching the y line at 3. My equation is y equals 3. Now, I have the x-axis. We're going to say x-axis is red, and my y-axis is green. Okay? My blue line right here is not touching the x-axis or the y-axis. It is parallel. The line is parallel to the x-axis. Parallel to the x-axis. Not touching x-axis. Now if I look, it's touching my y line. So it's perpendicular because remember, Parallel is never, nope, never touch. Perpendicular is yes, touch. So it touches right here, so perpendicular to the y-axis. Touching y-axis. Okay, now if I go to the next one over here, I have my slope is up and down, so that's undefined, and my equation is touching the x-axis at 2, x equals 2. Now, I'm going to highlight my lines again, red, and then my y-axis is, let's change the color to orange. So, my green line is parallel to, the green line is not touching orange, so it's parallel to orange, which is my y-axis. Parallel to y-axis, not touching y-axis. Now, perpendicular to, if I look at the green line, it's touching my red line, which is my x-axis. So, it's perpendicular to the x-axis. X-axis touching x-axis. So let's try the actual questions for today. Make sure you copy all of that. Pause the video if you need. Let's try number 1. Number 1 says, what is the equation of the line that is parallel to the x-axis and passes through the point shown? I like to do this in Desmos, so we're going to see this. We have 3 is my x, negative 2 is my y. So we're going to go to Desmos, and we're going to put that point in Desmos. Parentheses, 3, comma, negative 2. We're going to label it, and my graph isn't good, so I'm going to press the home button, and here it is. Now, I need to realize it said x-axis. I'm going to put my marker and make sure I draw really dark on the x-axis. That's my x, this is my y. Okay, so now I'm going to type in the first answer choice. X equals 3. This one is touching my x-axis. Remember, parallel, if we look at the word parallel, that means never touch, same slope. I want to never touch. We're touching right here. That's not good. We don't want to touch the x. So A cannot be good. So now B, we're going to take the color off. B is y equals negative 2. Now I touch my point, and this green line is parallel to my x-axis. This one is good. So maybe B is my answer. Now if I put C, y equals 3, C is parallel to my x-axis, but it's not touching my point, so that's not good. And if I put D, x equals negative 2, this one is touching my x-axis, so that's perpendicular, and I'm looking for parallel. So B would be my answer. Okay, let's go and try the next one. So we're going to go over here. It says, what is the equation of the line that is parallel to the y-axis and passes through the point shown? So I have the point here. This is negative 4, 3. My important word is parallel. Never touch. Lines. Never touch, and same slope. So I'm going to put my point into Desmos, parentheses, negative 4, comma, 3, parentheses, label it. I don't see my point, so I'm going to press the home button right there. I still don't see my point. Oh, just kidding. I wrote it wrong. Now I see my point right here. And I want to be parallel to the y-axis, the y. So remember, this is my x, this is my y. So I want to be parallel to this line right here. Parallel. I don't want to touch this line. So I'm going to graph x equals 3. So this blue line is parallel to the black line, but it does not touch my point. So we'll take that off. Now, y equals negative 4. This line is not parallel because it touches, that's perpendicular. So B can't be my answer. Now C, y equals 3. This one touches my point, which is good, but it also touches my line. I'm looking for parallel. I don't want the lines to touch. I want it to be not touching my y line. This one's not good because it touches my y. So we'll try D. X equals -4. This one touches my point and it's parallel. This black line will never touch my y-axis. So D is my answer. Okay. So let's go and try the next one. Delete all. It says, what is the equation of the line that is perpendicular? Perpendicular is my important word. Perpendicular means lines, yes, touch, to the y-axis. That's super important. So on my Desmos, before I do anything, I'm gonna write on there with the expo marker XY, and I'm gonna highlight the y-axis right here. I want to touch the y-axis. I want to touch the y-axis. Oops, sorry y'all. So I'm gonna put my point. They actually gave me the point, which is nice. 7, comma, -8, and here's my point. I'm gonna label it right here. So now I have x equals 7. This one touches my point, which is good, but it does not touch my line. Remember, for perpendicular, we want the lines to touch. So A cannot be my answer. Now if we go to B, y equals 7. They're perpendicular because they touch right here, but it does not touch my point, which is bad. I want it to touch the line and the point, so take that off. X equals -8. This one doesn't touch my line and doesn't touch my point, so this is not my answer. Now if I go to D, y equals -8. This one touches my point right here and it touches my line, so this is good. This one's both things true, touches and touches my point. So D would be my answer. We're going to do one more and then we'll call it a day and you can do the class kick. Okay? So we're going to go to this one. It says, a line is graphed on the grid below. So this one's a little bit easier because it gives you the whole question, which is nice. Okay? Which statements are true? Select 2 answers. I need 2 answers. 2 answers. So when I'm doing this, I should get 2 answers here. I have to read them and see which one's true. The first one says, the equation of the line is y equals 5. Well, let me check. My equation for my line right here is, if we look, 4, 6, so middle 5, and it touches the y-axis, so y equals 5. This part is true, and the line is parallel to the y-axis. If I highlight the y-axis, it is not parallel because they touch. That's perpendicular, so this would be wrong. That's not one of my answers. Okay, not an answer. Now, we're going to say A, B, C, D, E. B says the equation of the line is y equals 5. That's true. We already know that. And the line is perpendicular to the y-axis. We just said they touch. That means this is perpendicular. So, this is true. So this would be one of my answers. Now C says the line of the equation is y equals 5, which is true, and the line is parallel to the x-axis. If I look at the blue line and the red line, those are parallel. So C would be my other answer because that's true. If we look at D, the equation line is y equals 5, that's good, and the line is perpendicular to the x-axis. But we already know the blue line, or y equals 5, is parallel to x-axis, and y equals 5 is perpendicular to y-axis. If you're parallel to one, you can't be perpendicular, so that means D cannot be my answer, because this line right here, this blue line, doesn't touch my red. They're not perpendicular. So if I look at E, the equation of the line x equals 6. Oh, this is already wrong because my equation is y equals 5. So my 2 answers are B and C. If you have any questions, let us know. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Goodbye.